This is all new to me. I thought it was just a couple. So, welcome to Still Talking Uncut. I'm your host, Big Easy. Welcome to Legal Ohio Shine, baby. We got the Shine panel up in here tonight. You got any questions? You better drop them in the comments. Um, I will say, it's a special, special night when Mr. Rigsby shows up. So, anytime Mr. Rigsby shows up, it's a wonderful night. So, joined by like I said, full panel. The host as usual, Uncle Joey LeMasters. We got a Legal Ohio Distillers in tonight, so which is always nice. The fellas we have in are near and dear to our heart. We go all the way back to when some of us, really started meeting people and really getting into the community and really got to experience the love given to us by legal guys that you don't see sometimes when you go to these other distilleries. It's easy to get shunned away, but not these fellers, man. And when you walk in their distilleries, it's just like you're running at home, and that's my favorite part about it. Like when you're sitting in there, if you sit in on a run, you feel like you're at home. Their setups and how they do it, just you feel home. So, anyways, we got Mr. Lawrence Pritchard from Flatrock Distillery, Chris Lewis from Paps Hilltop, and my man Doug Taylor from Northern Yankee. Welcome to the show. We appreciate y'all joining us. This is all brought together by Uncle Joey. I had no idea this was going on, so I'm just along for the ride, and I'm going to shut up and let Uncle Joey take over. And I'm watching football, and if you need me, just holler at
me. So we didn't have a guest tonight, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And these three gentlemen right here were some of the first legal shiners that allowed me to interview them on a internet platform. I was with American and Whiskey, and we went a direction where we started doing interviews. And, man, I kind of fell in love with it, man. Talking to you guys was awesome. Hearing all your stories and your passion, what got you where you were and where you're at, it just was real cool to me, man. And I just wanted to bring you guys all back on here together and just kind of just show my appreciation and let you guys all have a little bit of time. Whatever you have going on, man. Any special things for the holidays?
A lot has changed since the last time that all of you personally been on here, or let alone on American and Whiskey. So,
absolutely,
definitely excited to hear about all the changes you guys have going on and where you're at. So,
yeah, absolutely. That's kind of where I'm at. There's new flavor. Chris just thrown out so many new flavors down there, man. I know you got plans for some expansion and. It's just so much going on, man. I see Lawrence up there, the restaurant, and growing, and Doug, the classes down there. Each of you has so much going on, and you're doing well, man. And it's so good to see you guys just thrive in the community and see how much everybody's helped everybody. It's all because you guys have had help through the community, man. And it's just awesome. It's just it's just something that I know these guys enjoy seeing. I know it's got to make you guys feel good too that you get the support. And you see the guys coming in your shop or, giving you the shout out here and there, getting your bottles and trying it. You guys all make damn good liquor, man. You really, really do.
Thank you. Thanks.
I agree.
Yeah. So, Lawrence, you're on the top there, man. Let's kind of get you started. Since the last time you've kind of been going, I think the restaurant's kind of been your kind of big push here.
Yeah, so we ended up moving from Napoleon, Ohio to Maumee, Ohio, which is in the Toledo area. We found a nice little place in the Shops of Fallen Timbers. So if you know anything about Toledo, it's an outdoor mall. It's just off the freeway, so it's really, really easy to get to. And the mall actually has a movie theater across the street. There's a few shops that are open there, and also there's a hotel behind it. So it's just a better destination for us, a destination distillery for us. And one thing that we always had trouble with in Napoleon, because we didn't have food, people would travel a long way to visit, and then they can just do little small samples and then get a bottle and leave. And I just wanted to do something more for people that are going to travel that far. And the restaurant has always been a dream of ours for a long time. And we found a place that was perfect for us right there. And the restaurant's really, really busy. But we're finding that, because I don't know how sales are going with you guys, but I am finding that a lot of the younger generations that are coming in, they don't want anything to do with the higher proof stuff. They want more lower proof things. And it does help having the A1A license that you can get with our distillery license. So you can have a full bar, because then you can kind of put in things that will keep those people coming, even if they're not there to buy a bottle or sample. At least they're spending money there, and that's kind of the direction that we're going into, just to kind of diversify some of the revenue we have coming in, and make it easier for us to kind of grow. So.
Oh yeah. So Doug, your flavors are a big push too. Have you noticed anything that the flavors are more of a push rather than just the regular?
Oh yeah. A lot of people don't like that real high stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why we're always trying to come out with new flavors and different ones like that. We still have our people like the little higher stuff. We're getting ready to come out with a vanilla flavored vodka this month. We're just waiting on our labels to come out. We've got another one we're getting ready to. We're just waiting on. We got to get FDA approval. We got one that we made with Jimmy Red Corn. We aged it on cherry wood, and we got to get the cherry wood approved by FDA for federal to do it. So we're working on that because federal was closed, so it put us way behind on that one. Yeah. So we're waiting on that. So we're working on some other things. The Airbnb, it's called Moonshine or Getaway of Ripley. We've had people got rented out when they come down for the classes. We've had people down from Upper Michigan. They've been down each time they come down for our beginners and our advanced class. They rent it out for the weekend, and they said they plan on coming back for some more.
How many rooms is the Airbnb?
Yeah, well, I know there's some cabins not far from Chris that they advertise, and you probably get the same thing. People, and there's a big campground not far from you.
Yeah. And the people from the city, they like to come down and rent a cabin for a couple of days, and we have Amish country out by us, so they can kind of make a weekend getaway out of it, going to Amish country, and
you're not far from Serpent Mound.
Yep. So
you guys all three are kind of set up to where you've got a nice little traffic flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a big thing, man.
Yeah.
I know, Lawrence, you said your distillery is really small, so you probably push a lot more of your product through the restaurant, so you can do a lot of your tastings there. That way you don't have that little space. Yeah.
Right. Not just the tasting, but also being able to make cocktails. Which is a huge deal because
it's for the money.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you turn a bottle that's like $30 into $100, $125. Having that extra revenue really helps. So that you can, like I said, you can grow and we're looking at renting out the place next door to ours so that we can do some aging and things like that. But for me, I'm more in it like a marathon. I'm not in a hurry to get to the end. I'm just enjoying my time. I'm doing what I love to do as a job. So I'm not rushing into anything. I'm just kind of, just trying to grow slowly. And that's just the way we've been doing it for the last 10 years that we're making beer and distilling. So we've been around for a while now. And that's just my philosophy when it comes to running the business. I don't really want to grow too quick. And I think a lot of people that open distilleries or breweries, they fall into that trap where they get a big loan or something like that, and then they really try to expand quickly. And then we have an economic downturn or something else happens, and then the cash flow isn't there, and then you can really find yourself in trouble. So that's just the way we're looking at it. Like I said, having that restaurant, that bar really does make a difference where you can make a lot of money in a small area.
Hell yeah. So, do you like where you're at, Doug? Do you see does the seasons affect you? I know you get a lot of motorcycle rally and stuff like that through your area. So, is the winter a little bit more of a slower time for you because of that, or?
Yeah, it does. It's kind of on and off a little bit. We right now it's the last couple of weeks been a little slow, but we'll pick up people coming in for gifts. Coming in for New Year's, holidays, we really do a good job.
And I know this is the time of year where you get your classes going too, as well, right? The winter time is a good time because you are a little, you don't have as much foot traffic coming in, so you have more time to spend with the people in the class when they come in. So, and if you've never been to one of Doug's classes, I recommend. Doug does a great job down there. He always advertises them online. Just check out and sign up.
Yeah. I think our next beginners class is going to be in February. I have Tom Spizak come down. He helps me with the classes. We actually have one of the guy I got to meet from buying a still from Kevin Gordon. Lives about 45 minutes away from us. He's been a backwoods moonshiner since he was eight, 9 years old, hanging out with his grandfather, and he comes in and sets in the classes with us and talks to the people also. So we got a good variety of people for the classes. Tom's more of the science geek. I'm the backwoods, and then we got the other real backwood guy. So
yeah.
it works out pretty good. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And do you see, I know your flavors are a big hit up in your store too, Chris. Do you see in the summertime or winter? I mean, you get a lot more, you get a heavier business probably. Bainbridge is a hopping little town when the weather's nice.
Yeah, when the weather's
I imagine
nice,
you get some foot traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, summers are definitely summer and fall are our best time because of the campers.
Yeah.
We've got 3 state parks within 15 minutes of us. So we get a lot of campers, people coming down from Columbus and up from Cincinnati for the camp. And so we get a lot more that way. I mean, right now we're going into the Christmas season and, that's bringing some people in. But yeah, at wintertime, January and February, that'll be our slow time. So
did the Fall Festival of Leaves do pretty well this year?
We had good weather and had a good turnout for that. So had a real good crowd for 3 days. So that's definitely our best weekend of the year. We have about 30,000 people come to town for the festival, and it's hopping from daylight to dark. So
yeah, if you've never been down to that, man, the Bainbridge Fall Festival of the Leaves, that's a good time. That town really shows out for that weekend. They really do.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's just like Ripley. We actually they just got a $20 million grant, Appalachian grant. It's going to be called the Freedom Landing. They're putting in a new boat dock, putting in a music venue. They're putting in a little water park. They're redoing the whole front street down along the river. We was actually there for the groundbreaking. Governor DeWine was in for the groundbreaking. I don't know if you've seen any pictures on our Facebook. We actually got to, I was sitting there and he come walking around talking to people, and I shook my hand and told him, I said, yeah, I'm a local business owner. He said, what kind of business you got? I said, well, I'm a little craft distillery. He goes, well, where's all the samples at? So after everybody was done, he was standing around taking pictures and stuff. I went up and got him a bottle of my White Lightning that we dedicated to Ripley, because it has a picture of my great-grandfather standing in the middle of the tobacco field. And that's what Ripley was going for. So we actually autographed it and actually give it to him as a gift that day.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So they've got a lot of things coming. Ripley's hopefully going to be growing a little bit more. That'll help us and everybody in the town. Yeah.
Ripley's got a beautiful waterfront there with those old houses right on the river. That's beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of the businesses, a lot of the buildings are being bought up. People are redoing the buildings. So when they get the riverfront all done, it's going to be a hopping little town. Yeah.
Hell yeah. So moving forward with what you've got going on, Lawrence, do you have anything? I know. Let's talk about this. What new liquor? Did you have a new liquor, a rum or something you just come out with? Let's talk about that.
So we just finished up our Mommy Moon agave spirit. And it's actually heading to, I'm going to say 30 different liquor stores around Northwest Ohio. And that's my second run, my reimagining of my second run on the Master Distiller Show. And I've been really holding on to this recipe until we moved into our new location. So that's going out. And then we have Dustin Croy's banana rum got picked up by the state. And that's going out for bailment to 30 different liquor stores around Northwest Ohio as well. So we have those 2 liquors, and then I have a few more. I have limoncello coming out, nice. And an herbal liquor too. So I'm kind of not really. I'm always going to be moonshine to my heart, but for me, where I am, it's better to kind of branch out to more higher end liquors, like the herbal liquors and things like that. And we're going to do a cherry amaretto as well. So just kind of giving something that people are going to can take with them. A lot of times they'll look at, especially where we are up north, they're scared to try moonshine for some reason. They think it's going to burn. We probably heard the same thing at all our places, but
just Everclear.
Exactly.
Everybody who had moonshine drank Everclear. Right. Right. 15 and it killed them. And ever since then, it's been gasoline. They've told the fabled story since the beginning of time. It's usually how it goes. So you had a jar of good stuff. We're like, oh, this is moonshine?
Right.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and that's why it's important for all of us to have those distilleries so they can come in and try it. because I know a lot of distilleries are kind of getting away from moonshine, and a lot of distilleries that strictly did moonshine are starting to close up. So I think one of the things you really got to do is just diversify as much as you can, find out what your customers are looking for. And that's kind of what we're focused on right now with the agave, with Dustin's banana rum, and the herbal liquor that we're coming out with. But I'm just kind of, like I said, I love learning about new liquors. I think that's going to be the direction that we're going to go into, and just try to do liquors from all over the world. I think that's our game plan. But like I said, we'll come out with a couple new flavors of moonshine also mixed in there. But for right now, we're just looking to stock bars and give people what they're looking for as far as other types of liquors.
So you say herbal. Can you enlighten us a little bit more on what direction? You talking like an absinthe or something like that, or a gin?
Almost like closer to like a Jaeger. Like that kind of after dinner kind of thing with the restaurant. We're finding that people are asking about what's good before dinner, what's good after dinner. And we started looking at some of those cocktails and some of those liquors. And then I started thinking, I'm like, I should just make it here. And then we could sell it at the bar, and then my servers can push it and say, hey, would you like to have this herbal liquor that we have that's normally enjoyed after dinner? Well, that's another $10 to $12 added to the bill. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I just want to try different liquors and see how they come out. And it's all about just having fun for me right now. And like I said, I'm going to be a moonshine to the heart, but I want to really kind of branch out and reach people that may not, that want something different, like the herbal liquors or limoncello.
Right. Hell yeah. Hey, you got to always keep your eyes open and see what's hot in the market. Like even with your flavors, I know some of the flavors that I saw Chris come out with this year, man, you come out with some good ones this year, man. You did a good job. The watermelon, you know what I mean? Like you kind of see what's selling other places, like, man, I think I can do that. And then boom, now you got a good selling jar. And you go like with Doug's got many flavors that are so good. And then when he goes to events, if I don't have 5 Jello shots, there's something wrong. So Doug,
we were just discussing those the other night.
You guys have each found something that you guys know and the people like, and you hit on that, man.
It goes back to what Doug and Lawrence were talking about earlier. The 100 proof moonshine. There's some people that want that, but the ladies and a lot of the guys, they want that 50 proof, 70 proof. The cocktails. I know we've done well with the sipping creams. We're up to 4 different types of sipping cream now, and it seems like the ladies come in and buy that for their coffee, and so that's real. And it's like both the guys have been saying, diversification seems to be the key. If you're trying to make a living off of just plain old moonshine, it's going to be tough. I mean, there's 90 distilleries in Ohio right now, so competition getting tougher every time, and you got to stay on top and be innovative and come up with something new every once in a while. So
like Lawrence said, a $30 bottle of liquor is worth $120 in mixed drinks. Yeah. So I mean, it's cut your liquor with flavor and make it more palatable for a lady to drink, and that's what's going to sell it. Women buy alcohol to drink, and they don't drink a lot, but the fella's going to drink the same thing, just a lot more of the same thing, and that's what you're going to do.
Right.
So. We get people come in. We have a moonshine margarita, a moonshine mule, stuff like that, and people come in, have 1 or 2 of those, and Lawrence hit it right on the head. That bottle becomes a lot more valuable as a cocktail. So
yeah. I know when we were down at Doug's place, there was quite a few different variations on drinks too. How many different drinks do you think you make down there, Doug? You know what I mean? Like there's several. So many.
It's really hard to say. That's why I'm hoping, I don't know, Chris, you're on the guild too, ain't you?
Yeah.
They're talking, I guess this last meeting, I missed it, but Cheryl was on it, where they're trying to introduce the like what New York has in licensing for small craft distilleries, where we'll be able to do a lot more with our product. Right now, they have our hands tied. I mean, you're allowed to give one customer 4 shots a day.
Yeah,
I've got 19 different products. Okay, how are they going to do it? So
that 4 jar a day, 4 jars per person limit. This time of the year, I've never heard that. Yeah,
they
our
make
guy
you get
come down and kind
the
of
little bitty quarter shots, and
Yeah.
so
I've never heard about the jars. Nobody. Our guys said
yeah.
they can buy.
I know last time the auditor was in, it's still supposedly it's 4 jars per person. So if you have a husband and wife, you can do 8 jars. But I've had people come by wanting to buy a case for Christmas presents, and
I've never had them told us any difference. I mean, they can go to the liquor store and buy as many as they want.
exactly
Right. Cases.
It's the same thing with us. They can come in and they can buy what they want from us.
Yeah,
because it's owned by the liquor store. It's owned by Ohio, so they can buy as many as they want.
Yeah.
And they're saying that they want us to sell, but then they're tying our hands up, so we can't really sell as much as to stay in business.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of contradictory the way they run things, and it's ridiculous sometimes.
Is it different by area, or all of you only allowed to sell so many jars?
All the same.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They need to kind of just. I mean, they're getting a big chunk of the money off of every jar. They need to turn us loose and let us do what we do.
Why not?
And make money from them.
If you're making me money, why am I going to restrict you from making me more money?
If it were me, I'd want you selling 100 jars.
Right.
I'm getting 42% off every jar. So
it's so crazy to hear these all you Ohio guys, every single one of you, the struggle and the battle, and they're only choking themselves because they're making money off the sales that you guys do, and if they're choking you guys down, how are they? It just doesn't make any sense, man.
I mean, Doug and Lawrence will back me up. The state makes a hell of a lot more per jar than what we do. So
I mean, a lot of them were like, I know we figured it out. I mean, we're lucky if we make $2 to $3 on a bottle.
Yeah, that's
right. By the time you pay for everything and everything, you add it all in there. Yeah, we're very, very lucky if we make that.
You're exactly right.
Yeah. So
it's tough.
That's why I'm hoping that if they can work out and get that, like New York has, where you can go out to festivals and sell your bottles and do different things like that.
That would be a big
and that would really help us, a whole lot. Where we could go set up and do tastings and do cocktails, and
Yeah, I know there was
having kind of mobile liquor license, but if it's distillery, that would work great for us.
Yeah. I mean, we go to a couple of festivals, and of course, the festival has the liquor permit, and they make money on the drinks and stuff. But
more people making money off you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we have a few local around us. They do like Kegs for Cause. They come down, they'll buy 2 or 3 cases, and then they sell tickets, and then they make all the money, but it still gets our name out there a little bit.
So when all of you guys opened up, did any of you have big issues with the liquor board or whatever, the state trying to get opened up? Was there any
absolutely.
It's crazy, man.
Honestly, we really didn't. I mean, when we got started, I mean, in like 3 weeks we had our federal license, and then it took 2 months to get the state license.
Well, you did good.
Yeah, I mean,
that's really good.
I mean, Cheryl does all of our paperwork. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be there. But she does all the paperwork, and she got a hold of the right person with federal. I mean, like John Benz, they give him such a runaround on everything that he did.
Yeah,
I mean,
we went through that. It got to a point. I mean, granted, it was in the middle of COVID, but we'd have one guy come in and say, "Do this, this, and this, and we'll approve you." We do it. And then another dude would come in and be like, "What the hell you do that for? You got to do this, this, and this." So I ended up having to get my state senator involved because I was 2 years hanging out there.
Ain't that what Bence did? Didn't Bence get somebody in?
You have to
the House, or he ended up doing somebody in the House or the Senate of Ohio. And they finally got his stuff pushed through. And
he finally got his federal. And now I think he's still working on his Ohio.
Okay. I think he got it. I think he got all that pushed through. I think he's waiting on label approval now. I believe so. I believe he's just waiting on label approvals.
Right.
Yeah, that's the fun ones to deal with. Yeah, that's the fun ones to deal with. We've had so many labels, and then you get the wrong one person. Well, this can't be this way. Well, the last 10 was made this way, so you got to argue with them. So people don't realize what the battle is. I mean, we get people come to our class and they go, "Yeah, I want to open a distillery." I tell them, unless you got money coming in from somewhere else, don't count on a distillery. I mean, you're not going to make a killing out of it. As long as we have money coming in ourselves from being retired and stuff like that, and as long as it makes enough money to pay the bills and everything, hey, I'm happy. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time at doing it. Coming up with my own flavors and different things like that. Yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah.
The fact that you three have done so much with such a small style distillery is just a testament to y'all's drive to create something amazing. And, you know, saying we are very grateful that you guys have laid the foundation for small distilleries and what they could grow to be just from starting out with a pot still, you know, like, you know, just a small pot still or, you know, just a column still, just something small. And the fact that you've grinded and you've done all that work and you've grown it with 2 feet on your throat the whole time.
Right.
Right. Absolutely.
Like it's just one here. You get both of them. You know what I'm saying? You got Big Easy standing on your throat the whole time, and you guys just what you've done to it's just amazing. So congratulations.
Definitely learn as you go. I mean, we went into it pretty naive, and we learned a lot as we went. And
that's usually how
people
it goes.
come in and say, "Hey, I want to do a new flavor," and I'm like, "You're looking at 6 months. If you and I come up with a flavor tonight, you're looking at 6 months before it'll be on the shelf." So.
Yeah, and then you got to wait for it to sell. A lot of people think that just because we throw a bunch of product out, it sells really quick. That's not necessarily the case. You got to get out and do tastings. You got to get out and let people know who you are. It's not that easy just throwing a label on a bottle and throwing it into Kroger's and think it's going to sell. There's so much competition out there. And, you know, you're really competing with multi-billion-dollar companies when you're so small. And honestly, Ohio could do a lot more promoting A3A products. I think a lot of times when I go into these liquor stores, we have our own section, which is okay, but like a lot of times it's tucked away somewhere where you're gonna walk right past it. I really think, and sometimes it's on the bottom where you can't even find it.
Where every liquor store where I'm at, when you go in, Moonshine is on the bottom shelf.
Yeah.
And it might be like the third or fourth one when you walk in, but it's always on the bottom shelf. It's never up. It's never up eye level. It is always on the bottom shelf.
Yeah.
And even though like it's better than everything above it.
And I've had liquor stores where, you know, they received a shipment and it's still in the back room, I'm sure.
I was surprised
for months.
Big boys, so.
Chris has got some liquor in some one of the liquor stores here in Springfield, and I'll be honest, when I walked in, when I went to the area, I expected to see it down, but Wineworks actually has it up about in the middle. So you're not on the bottom in Wineworks, brother.
And that's been a good store for us. I think if they put it up there at least midway, I mean, people will at least try it. So
Dude, I've been telling everybody I know about your coffee, Moonshine. That is, I don't drink coffee, and it's something else, man. It really is.
Well, I know Jungle Jim's down in Batavia. They've got all 3 of our products, you know, in a nice little display. So I think they're trying to do more to promote the Ohio guys in the Moonshine section. So
yeah, we got a whole row all the way completely across. We do, but now we're having to argue with them because they have a lot of our stuff restricted, and it's not the state, it's the store itself. Whoever's doing it. So like Cheryl sent off emails today to the state, you know, because when they came in for our audit, he told me, he says, they have no say-so over what goes in that store. He said, that's us. He says, if your stuff there, he said, yeah, we want it in there. It's selling. We want it in there. So that's something else we're battling with too at some of the places.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be proactive too. Like I said, you got to go into these places and talk to the managers. You got to see where they're pitting your product. You just can't assume that they're going to follow I forgot what the state call it, like product plan or something like that, where things are supposed to go. So you cannot assume that they're going to do that. You really have to go out to these places and see where your product is, and then really kind of be verbal, like, hey, you know, how about we move it here? How about we move it there? I just hope that one day Ohio kind of gives the same attention to A3A products as they do like bourbons from Kentucky. They spend a lot of money on advertising and marketing. And I think we all could use some of those advertising dollars, so we're not spending our own money trying to push a product that they're saying that they own. Yeah. And that's what we're told over and over again. Well, the state owns the product. Yeah. Well, then start marketing it if it's your product and you're trying to sell it.
So make us money. Like if you own the product, make us money.
Yeah.
Or let us make us money. You know, let me make us money.
So hopefully they'll start really looking at A3As and start marketing a little bit for us, just like they market for Kentucky bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of crazy how you would think they'd want to push because they're making more money. Well, I guess it all depends. The more of your guys' stuff they push, the more they're going to make instead of letting Kentucky come in and make all this. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Do better, Ohio. Do better. You know what I mean? Like, you want to promote and want to help these guys out, but make it easier for them, man. Promote their products. It's just insane to me that they make it so difficult.
Yeah.
And we just had Tracy Bumgardner on, and he's got probably some inside federal tracks, but man, he acted like he got his paperwork done. It went through it like everything was smooth and easy. I believe he's in the state of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm curious. I would be curious to see what the taxes are like in Tennessee and Kentucky versus Ohio, because surely I can't see Tennessee and Kentucky paying 40%. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I got a couple of fellers. I'll ask them report back.
Yeah.
What the state's hitting them with as far as per jar?
Yeah.
Now, do they give you a better rate in Ohio if you use Ohio grown products as far as corn?
I mean, if you use Ohio fruit, you get a break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Grains they don't, because we use all Ohio grain. But
I know you get your grain from Schoolhouse.
Yeah, Schoolhouse.
Yes. And so they only give you the break if you're doing a split brandy or a true brandy, and you get your fruit from Ohio.
I know we got an apple orchard close to it. We're wanting to do something with. I know Big E's now. I've talked about maybe doing an apple brandy at some point, and they will give you. I think it's 25%. Does that sound right, Lauren?
I think so.
Okay,
something like that.
Yeah, they give you a break if you use Ohio fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know why they wouldn't do that for Ohio grain, but they don't.
Grown in Ohio.
All your grains from Ohio, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you thought about doing more mountain brandies, split brandies, just to get that fruit in there and maybe get that discount on your jars because you're you're using locally grown fruit, even though it's still pretty much you're using a lot of grain, and I would imagine maybe you could only use a very little bit. Maybe there's a loophole there to where you can make more money off your jars.
Yeah,
there's a little grain.
A little split brandy. Name it whatever you want.
That's if you can find it for a reasonable price. I mean, all your fruit and everything are so high.
You almost have to luck into it at the end of the season.
It takes a bunch of apples to make enough cider to do a brandy.
It does. Like, every now and then, you luck into some fruit. You'll find a farmer. It's usually the end of the season when you can come across something really worth it. But on the flip side, if you only had to use like 5% fruit with your, you know what I'm saying, you could always and then get the discount. Just different ways.
And there's no guidelines on how much you're supposed to use or whatever. I mean, there's nothing. There's just an affidavit that you fill out, notarize, but it doesn't say it's got to be 5 or 1. Or it could be. I was told that you could throw a piece of an apple into a mash, and there you go. And then you have it. That's what the state told me. But then someone else could say something opposite of that. I don't know anymore.
Obviously.
But yeah, I think. I was told that just a little bit. There's no percentage. There's nothing in the rule book saying it has to be a certain percentage. So, why not take advantage of, something like that? I mean, if it does help your bottom line.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys will make something amazing out of it. That's a given. So
no doubt.
We did have a question about steam injection. There's been some still designs going around where they're pumping steam right into the still and using the heat from the steam to produce alcohol vapors. Have any of you seen that? Do you have any opinions about using steam injection? And I've been watching some videos on it, so I'm real intrigued. I'm real glad Kevin asked this question.
Well, when I ran my stuff at Sugarlands, that's how they heat theirs.
Well, they're not talking about steam jacketed. They're talking about pushing steam into the pot, into the mash inside the pot, and using that steam heat while it's inside the pot to distill. I believe North Georgia made a still. They have a setup like that.
Yeah,
so
I've seen that online.
They're actually pumping steam into the pot
directly
and running
into the mash.
directly into it and running it like that. And so it's steam force, but it's not a jacket.
Okay.
If what I saw was correct on how they did it, it was it's a great concept, and I'm intrigued in how it ran.
You'd have to have a boiler system, I'm assuming.
He had a water boiler, and it just had pipes coming out of it straight into the still, and it went right into the bottom of the mash.
Oh, okay.
And they was distilling on the grain with it in there.
Okay.
So my question about it is, all that water from the steam has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously it's going to dilute your mash. So I'm wondering how much your ABV drops in your mash from the steam collecting from that forced injection. And also, is it going to lower your proof while you're pushing your vapor? Because again, you're pumping more steam in. So I was real intrigued about the steam injection into the still, and not so much the jacket like what Doug was talking about at Sugarlands, to where it's just I throw everything in the pot, steam, oil, however they run that jacket. So I was just wondering if how the ABV of your run holds out. Do you water it down? Because you said that water's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, you would think it would dilute it as part of the heating process, but
Right.
But I think you'd push a lot of flavor through with it too.
Yeah.
So you would get lower proof, more flavor.
Is that one of those things where you sacrifice knowing you're going to have more water and it's going to be lower, but then also do you just is that more for stripping style? You know what? Get Andrew on. I got questions. I'm intrigued. Thanks, Kevin. There's so many factors because when we think about distilling, like adding water into our pot while we distill is usually a no-no.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just, like I said, I'm intrigued. We haven't had Andrew on in a while either, so sorry to cut you off.
So the steam injection, we're talking about like as soon as the steam hits, it's distilling, not warming up the entire mash to the running temperature, right?
No, I think they're pumping the whole time to heat up everything.
Yeah, what they were saying in that video is you don't put anything in your pot until you're forcing the steam up into it. And then you put your in the pot to start cooking it, because if it wouldn't, it would actually probably the weight of it would push back over into the other pot. So it's got to be boiling good enough to put the steam through, and then you fill your still up. From what I was gathering when I was watching the video, to keep it from going back over in.
Very intriguing. It is very, very, very intriguing.
So you've seen the same. So that's kind of a question. So do you guys sit around I know it's hard to find spare time. You guys are all very busy, but do you guys try to find the next cool thing? Is that something you guys still do as distillers? The next badass thing I can do to make better liquor. You know what I mean? To this day, is that something you guys are still doing?
Oh yeah, like I build thumper jars and stuff, because I usually keep some of Kevin's stills on hand for the classes and stuff. I was just playing around and put little ports down in them to where I can inject flavor down into the jar, or when it fills up so much with fluid, I could actually suck it out without having to take the jars out and re-put stuff back in it. Just playing around, something like that. And actually, Kevin took my idea and he's used it on a couple of them for some his customers. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that who your still's from, Chris? Do you have a Kevin Gordon still?
Yeah, Kevin.
I think we all do.
Yeah, I think we all three started out with the same still, actually.
You guys all three do?
Yep.
The only difference I have the popcorn cap, and they have the standard cap.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mr. Lewis's has a beautiful beauty mark in the side too.
Yeah, my wife took her hind end and bumped into my steel and put a big dent in the damn thing. I got divorced over that, man.
Hey, now hold on. That I will stick up for Miss Kate. She's a hard ass woman down there. You better blow your roll. Man,
I started some shit.
I didn't line up with the thumper until she took her hip and started kicking on it and moved my steel and put a big dent in it.
Wasn't it like half full?
Yeah. Wow. She had filled it up, and then she didn't really measure, the arm coming over to the thumper, and she was off just a little bit. There. Rather than emptying it out, she just started hitting her with her hind end. Put a hell of a dent in it. So. I can't pop it out. Jeez. Kevin even come out and looked at it. So.
If it's made by the wife, though, you can't really get that upset. So
I guess
character. It's a character.
It's all
Yep.
character. Yep, ours has got little dings and dents in it here too.
Yeah, dude, beauty marks. That's
Oh,
how you
yeah.
know. That's how they've been used. It's family.
Yeah,
It won't be the last.
It definitely got broke in. So
Somebody's got to be the first. So
Right.
So,
that's
how
awesome.
pot you running, Lawrence?
Yeah, I got a Kevin Gordon as well. I think it's 120 or 110 gallon with the thumper and the worm. We're running on gas now. We used to run it on electric, but I have a gas hookup with the vents and stuff like that in the kitchen. So it's really nice having that, so I can switch back to gas. I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, you can't really tell the difference between the heating elements and gas," but I can kind of tell a little bit. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I can tell there's a little bit of a difference between the two. I do have a column still as well that runs on electric if I want to do a small pilot run or something like that. But for the most part, we're firing his still, the Kevin Gordon still with natural gas pretty much for the first time since we got it. I want to say 5 years ago or 4 years ago. But I can tell a difference. I don't know if you guys, but I can tell a difference between electric elements and the gas, just a little bit as far as the caramelization and things like that. So I was really interested in just to see like how my liquor would change by going from electric elements to back to gas again.
does it heat up quicker than the electric did, or
No,
okay?
no, yeah. It does take a longer time, absolutely. Because instead of having those elements straight into the mash, I mean, you're really just having a warm. You get a little bit of convection current going too, but for the most part, you will really have to wait. And it might be something I'm doing. Maybe I don't have enough BTUs in my burner. But it does take a while to heat up.
Have you thought about trying one of the air wands or the mixers, the agitators?
I actually have one. Yep, I actually have one. And then when we get to a certain temperature, then we put the cap on and lock everything up. And that does help a lot too. Just kind of get things turning. So you're not having a hot spot on the very bottom where the burner is.
How big a still you got, Doug?
I've got 110 and I've got a 50 and a 20.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Do you run the 20 much?
I usually use the 20 during classes or unless I'm trying out something a little bit different or something like that.
Something really expensive.
Yeah.
Something really expensive,
Yeah. And then with the 110, then we can actually set. Tom's got a 8-inch, 4-inch column that we can actually set on top with a defrag and a gin basket. That's how when we did his gin, that was all his equipment. We just took my big pot, set it down on a skid, and by the time we was done, there was about 2 inches left between it and the ceiling.
Just enough. It was made for its destiny.
Yep. Perfect.
Yep.
How big's that big old beauty you got, Chris?
It's a 110. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that sounds like everybody's got that same similar. It's a good running
Yours is
size.
all right. I think the next one we're gonna probably go up to. Kevin mentioned maybe doing a 125, so it did a little bit bigger. I like that. The control. I don't know if we would go to a 250 or whatever, if it would be harder to control everything. So, if once we do the expansion, I think rather than doing a 250, I think I'm gonna do 2 125s, just to maybe have a bigger mash tank and be able to mash in more. But when it comes time to actually running it, just do the 125 per run. So,
and so if you have like staples, if like you're running, you might need a vodka still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not going to run vodka in a still that you run corn liquor in all the time.
Yeah.
Because you're going to need a special style. So it makes sense to have certain stills for certain types of mashes that you're going to run, or when you get into the brandies, to have a certain still just for that. That way, it's like you never have any off flavors. You know what you're going to get every time.
And I've heard, I don't know what you guys think, but I've heard that once you do a brandy, you want to kind of designate a still for the brandy rather than switching it back and forth.
I've never had any problem.
Okay.
Running my honey peach and I usually on the 110 I run my honey peach and any of my corn grains and stuff. I've never had any issues with any off flavor or anything in it.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Just clean them out, just clean them out real good afterwards. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So how many days a week are you running, Lawrence?
2 days a week. So we're only open Wednesday through Saturday at the restaurant. So it gives me the rest of the time to run, bottle, get things out to the to the warehouse. Because for I don't know if you guys know this, but we have to take our product either to Groveport for Southern Ohio or Green, Ohio, which is by Canton. So I'm literally driving by every single liquor store that's going to get my product to deliver it to Canton, and then they bring it all the way back over here to drop it off.
Make the hell lot of sense.
Sounds like Ohio stuff right there.
Yeah, but that takes up a lot of my time, and like I said, right now I think with the restaurant and the bar, we really want to focus on wholesale and getting our product out there, because I think that's the balance that we've been looking for so long. So you have these different revenue streams all in one building. And I don't want to be too much of a restaurant, because then you're running a restaurant, and I don't want to be just a distillery either. I want to be like a real destination where people can come and spend a whole entire day, just having a good time, but also getting our products out into the liquor stores is super important, because every single one of those bottles is a marketing vector for your distillery. So when somebody picks it up, oh, I didn't know there was a distillery in Bainbridge. I didn't know there was a distillery in Ripley or Maumee. So it's important for us to get our product out to as many places as possible, because it really helps with marketing too. So yeah, I'm only open Wednesday through Saturday. Every other day we're doing something, trying to focus on wholesale. And a lot of people are like, oh, why don't you open on Monday or Tuesday? And then we start getting away from production, and we're starting to look at being a restaurant. I don't want to just be a restaurant. I think that's a tough business without the alcohol and everything else that goes along with it. But it does help really with your liquor sales behind the bar.
A1A, you can do beer and wine, all that, can't you?
Yeah. We try to do all Ohio or local beers, and that brings in the beer people that may not like liquor. Yeah. And a lot of times the people come in groups to your place, and you gotta have something for everyone, because they have that one person like, I don't like any of this stuff. Yeah. And then they're gonna steer the whole group away from your distillery, and you're gonna lose out on $200 or $300 sale. Yeah. So with the A1A, you can do cocktails, you can bring other liquor in, you can bring in beer, wine. It really does give you a full bar license, and it really does help a lot, because you can sell your own product behind the bar. And it goes a long way when it comes to cocktails.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. How many days a week do you run, Doug?
Probably maybe once a week, or I'm pretty well. I try to stock up on a lot of my stuff, because we have I have stuff out in some of the local bars and everything. So I go around some of the bars, music venues, got some of my stuff in them. Actually, up in Hockin Hills, the Max Bar and Grill, he has every one of my products up there and on his shelf up there. I think he's got some of yours too, Lawrence. I think he's got stuff up there. Yeah.
So can you guys directly sell to certain places with a certain license? You can deal direct?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can sell to bars and restaurants if they have the liquor permit. So,
well, I know I've talked to Chris. There's a bar here in my town that I would absolutely love to get them to sell slushies.
Was that the one we sold some for a festival here not too long ago?
No, that was the one down in Dayton. That was the bar down in Dayton, Snickers.
Yeah,
I got a bar here in town that I know the bar owners, and I would love to get them pushed. Yeah, they've got such a nice outdoor patio area in the summertime. I'm like, guys, slushies, man, moonshine slushies. They make a killing.
We bar them up in the summertime. So
our local bar, I make my own slushy mixes. And though he buys my slushy mix that I make, and then he actually buys my bottles of alcohol to put into it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that's definitely a good revenue stream. Separate from bottle sales.
At least the state allows that. That is one good thing, I guess. They allow you guys that opportunity to have that angle on.
Yeah, and I remember, I think Ohio distilleries are the only ones that can sell direct to bars and restaurants. I think if they want an out-of-state product, they got to buy it through a distributor. So that's one of the few things that I guess we got a leg up on. So.
Yeah, the biggest problem is most of these bars and stuff, they've been told, well, this is where you buy all your liquor from, here and there, and then kind of convincing the owners, okay, hey, you don't have to. We're a distributor of the state, so you can buy directly from us.
I've run into that too.
Yeah, some of the American Legions we got in some of the American Legions and different things like that. So
Hell yeah. So how often do you run through the week, Chris?
Normally maybe once or twice.
So you got a pretty good stock going to where you can do that. Yeah.
I mean, if we're taking a load to the warehouse, we may run extra, but we average probably once a week.
Did it take you guys all a while to get to that where you can run like that? I mean,
Yeah,
was it rough in the beginning?
That's where Miss Kate steps in. So she's if I'm not in there, she's in there doing it just as well as I can. So
I know Doug's got him a helper down there as well. Cheryl, yeah, she gets it going in there. Yeah. And I know Lawrence said he's getting one of his sons going. So, it's definitely a tradition. It's a heritage. It's something that's in the blood. It's something that can be passed down. It's something generation to generation. I know I've enjoyed learning how to do it, and I've really enjoyed kind of passing that on to my sons. I've got 2 sons and a daughter, and I've enjoyed kind of talking to them about it, man, and seeing the interest. It's a hobby. Right. It really is.
It's a hobby.
It is such a hobby, and experimenting is so much fun. And you just I've learned a lot, and and in the meantime, I've drank some pretty damn decent liquor that I've actually made myself.
Oh, nice.
So,
that's pretty cool.
Or I should say, Big Easy made the mash, and I just ran. But
hey, nothing wrong with that.
Sounds about right.
I definitely made my share of mistakes in the middle of it too, though.
Yeah,
get 100 gallons of mash, it didn't turn out too well. So.
Ouch.
That's happened to me too. Yeah,
it happens. Yeah.
Or forgetting the vent still. I've done that a couple times too. That's why I don't drink when I run anymore.
Yeah.
And that's where my dents came from. Just leaving. I ran, I left, everything's turned off, and then I was like, did I vent? And I came back the next day, and just a nice big dent. And I blew it out. I got it out, but it still doesn't look as nice as it did when Kevin made it. So.
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Do you have a valve on there now?
Yeah. Well, there was just a valve on there. Like I said, I was drinking, and then I totally forgot. And I was like, I got home, I'm like, I wouldn't have done that. And I went in there the next day, and sure enough, that's the physics behind pressure, and you learn really quick not to do that anymore. So
they call them the Landry valve now.
I was just saying, you gotta get your Landry valve.
Shoot. So, anybody have anything holiday oriented going on coming up? Anything big events or anything big happening?
Yeah, we have a Christmas open house this Saturday, so we'll have some sales going on in the gift shop. We've got Santa Claus coming out for the kids. I think 11 to 1 on Saturday. So,
hell yeah! If you're down in the Bainbridge area, man, go see Chris and Santa.
Yeah, we have a pop-up dinner coming. I want to say the Tuesday before Christmas. So it's gonna be like a 5-course dinner. We just hired a new chef too, so we really want to give him a chance to show off what he can do. I was on the grill for the last year, so that took up a lot of my time. So it's nice not having to cook anymore, so I can really focus on distribution.
Wait a minute, you're a master distiller, chef.
I wouldn't say chef. My wife just said, "Yo, we can't find a chef, so get your ass on that grill," and that's what I've been the last year.
Whatever pays the bills, man.
Yeah, because she said I'm not going on that grill, so you are. So I've been doing it for the last year, and that's just something you got to do sometimes. And then we found a good chef, so I want him to be able to show what he can do, and so we're looking forward to that pop up. It's Tuesday right before Christmas. We're gonna see what he can do, and we're gonna match up some of his dishes with our cocktails and some of our other liquors too. So I'm looking forward to that. But for all of us, I think the holiday season is something we'll always look forward to because our sales are pretty good. People are buying bottles and they're trying to buy gifts and swag and all that stuff. So I always look forward to the holidays.
Hell yeah. You get a good push, Doug, around the holidays too.
Yeah. Actually, we got a Christmas parade coming up, and they're doing a cookie challenge where it brings people out to all the different businesses. So anytime we've done the chili cook-offs and different ones, but we always add our moonshine into them. So we're actually we have a mint chocolate chip moonshine out. So we're actually going to make a double chocolate chip cookie with the mint moonshine in it.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we've won some of the candy challenges, the cookies and different things like that. So
I think I remember you saying something about a candy challenge when we were down there for your class. You had something, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of fun. It gets people to go around to all the different businesses in town and stuff like that. And they may never come in, and unless they come in to try something like that, and then hey, this is pretty neat. We still get a lot of people go, we didn't know you was back here. We've been there for 3 years now. Been trying to get the state to put up tourism signs and stuff like that. And they said, well, you guys are in the township. Township has to do it, and this and that. So it's always a battle with one or another. So we have little billboards that we take and put out when we're open on the. We're open Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, and
So you've also got to self-promote as well. Yeah.
That's it. You're exactly right. Yep.
Well, I know what I've seen out of the three of you. You guys have all done a great job, man. You guys push hard and drive hard at what you do, man. You guys all, I commend each of you, and I appreciate the friendship that I've made with you gentlemen. And I really look forward to what the future brings for all of you guys, man. I really do.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Before we get off of here tonight, why don't each one of you tell us where you're located and your business hours? And after that, we'll kind of finish up and let everybody get out of here. I appreciate your guys' time. Again, this was my thank you to giving me the opportunity to interview you guys at one point in time. And now I love doing this, man. I love hearing you guys talk and just sitting here with you guys. I just enjoy every second of it. So I thank you very much for allowing me your time. So if you would start at the top, Lawrence, and just give us your business stuff.
So we're located in the Shops of Fallen Timbers in Maumee, Ohio. That's a little suburb just outside of Toledo. And just go to our website if you want to get directions. It's flatrockdistillingcompany.com. But we're in like I said, the Shops of Fallen Timbers, a really nice location, safe parking. There's a hotel behind the distillery, movie theater across the street. So like I said, we really wanted to pick a place that you can come in and, have some drinks, but then go to the movies or go shopping. But we are in Maumee, Ohio, in the Shops of Fallen Timbers, kind of in the back a little bit. It's kind of hard to find, but if you can't find, just give us a call and we'll guide you in.
Well, you unfortunately are in one place that you're a little north for us, so we haven't made it up yet. We will come up, brother. I promise.
Close to Toledo.
Maybe on our way to Michigan.
You're on the way, man. We'll see you. You can't be far from Vaughn.
Yeah, we're a lot closer now because we were in Napoleon. When you go to Toledo, then you go west another half an hour, 45 minutes. So we're actually closer to 75. So we do get a lot of people that are going up to Michigan and stuff like that, just to visit. So and go to the dispensaries too.
Of course. Doug,
I just want to go to the distillery. So
yeah. I just want to see. Yeah, Doug, what you got going on down there?
Okay, we're at 904 Hamburg Street. We're about 3 streets behind McDonald's, right off Route 52, just off the Ohio River. We're open Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Fridays and Saturdays we're from 11 to 6, and then Sundays 11 to 4. So if you guys can't find us, give us a holler. Follow our Facebook page. That's where we post all of our classes, anything we got going on. We post it out there, and we appreciate everybody sharing all of our thing, getting it out all over the place.
Like I said, I highly recommend you guys checking out Doug's class. If the Airbnb is available, man, you get a place to stay and, don't have to go far to get your class. So definitely worth checking out. Chris, what you got going on over there in Bainbridge, Ohio?
Big town metropolis of Bainbridge, Ohio. We're close to Chillicothe, between Hillsborough, Ohio and Chillicothe on Route 50. Our address is 117 East Main Street. We're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday 10 to 4, Friday and Saturday 10 to 7. We have a lot of cabins, a lot of camping areas down around us. Some Amish country. If a lot of people want to make a weekend and get away for a little bit, there's a lot to do way out there in the sticks. So we'd love to see everybody. And I really want to thank you guys for what you do with your podcast. I mean, you guys have been with us since day one, helping us promote. And, I think you guys have been a tremendous asset to us. And I always enjoy talking to every one of you. So,
Hell yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys as well. And I can say this, guys, take your wives down to Chris's place, because you'll be able to buy jars while she's way busy on the man. He's got the lady section. See, he's got a whole section for the ladies, and I'm over here doing doing my thing while the ladies are spend them all the money you want, honey.
Right.
Go right ahead. So yeah, Chris has got a great place down there. I recommend going to it, man, for real.
Thank you, man.
My whole family does, by the way. They get their moonshine from Chris. So
That's usually how it is, man. You're never your kid hero. It's always somebody who does the same thing as you, you know.
Hey, Lawrence come down and saw me probably a year or two before I got open. Lawrence was in town, and he popped in. And our place used to be an old Subway restaurant, and I was trying to figure out what to do. And Lawrence come walking in the door and introduced himself. It's been pretty cool ever since. So.
Oh yeah. The love and the respect that you guys have for each other is awesome, and it's cool on my end to see it, and it's cool to see, man. It really is. I hope you continue to see. You know, I'd always like to say I'd like to see more distilleries, but it's a struggle, man. You know, it's just hard to do. It really is.
Yeah.
Gotta have that rich
I heard
uncle.
Doug say a long time ago that you're not doing it for the money. I mean, you're doing it for the love of the craft, and he's exactly right.
It's just like teaching people how to do it. You ain't making no money. You just show it just for the love, man.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the time and stuff you put in, like the time that Doug puts in for his classes, he's probably not really making much money off the class, but the love of just showing people something new and the light in their eye. You know, just knowing that dude's gonna go home and make some liquor. You know?
Especially when they bring a jar back, they bring jars back to me and say, "Here, I want you to try this." And
right.
you guys got it down. You guys are doing it. You know,
You're doing it, man. Yeah. So it's awesome. So, well, you said we appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with us tonight. Before we get out of here, I just got to know, Uncle Joey, what happened on Saturday, bro? I thought y'all was going to take it to us, man, but y'all got that belt to the ass this year. Pretty good.
We can't. Michigan can't beat Ohio State every year, and we had to finally give you guys one so you guys could quit.
So,
listen, hands down,
guys,
Ohio State
like
is the best team in the nation this year. I will not even
16
argue
in the
with
last
that.
20.
If Ohio State doesn't win it all this year, it'll be something crazy happen because they are hitting on all cylinders right now, man.
We'll see what they got. I had to bust your chops because I've been saving it. You know, like,
that's all good. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you saved it up for about 8 years, and then I had to save it up for 4 years.
Right.
Hopefully, you'll be saving it up for another 10 or 15, and we'll call it a day. But anyways,
Michigan was all freshmen this year, so I think a couple years it'll get better.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. All right.
Well, I
Uncle
appreciate you guys.
Joe owes me a steak dinner. We love all y'all. We appreciate y'all having us. And hey, listen to us on your streaming, man. Y'all riding in the cars, you truck drivers, you ain't got nothing to do. Listen to us talk shit, man. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to anybody you sitting here right now except Sean. He couldn't even hang out for the whole show.
Let's say what happened to Sean.
Hey, he showed up. You know, he was here longer than it took him to make his kids. So
we got more of him than we expected.
Yeah, we got more of him. We got more of him than his first 2 baby moms. So
yeah. Hey, next week we got old Brad Sanders on from Liberty Soulshine. So
drop zone distilling.
Yep.
So I talked to Tracy, Squatch Shine from Drop Zone Distillery. He takes care, like he's got his jar through Drop Zone, and while you guys were talking about, you go into this places and like, man, I wish my jar was here, my jar was up there. He's like, man, I have to go into these places down here and be like, hey, man, my shelf's empty. Put my stuff on the jar. He said he visits every place that sells his jar, and he has to tell them where to put it, how to put it, restock it, and just take it. I'm like, dude, that's insanity. There's no way that somebody who's just like, that do what you guys do could do that. So it's just, it's
crazy.
Yeah.
Follow through. But all right. Well, we'll have Sanders on from next week. So we appreciate y'all. Have a great night.
Yeah. Thank you.
Reach out. Y'all shine on.
All right.
Take care.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah.